Hello, everyone. It is Elson932 on YouTube. This is a little bit different today. I usually do the dating shows. This is going to be a bit different. We're going to be talking about something, a guilty pleasure of mine. Okay, the dragons of it all. Okay, the Game of Thrones of it all. I am a fan. Now, I'm not a fan that knows every detail of book and verse. Okay, I don't know chapter and verse, but I am a fan of the Game of Thrones. So, an even bigger fan is Trey here. So we are doing a Night of the Seven Kingdoms for you. Okay. If you don't watch it, you could certainly ask us. We are not the fans that be like, go watch the show. We will explain some things to you, especially if you've watched the Game of Thrones. This A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is a little bit closer to the timeline than the Dance of the Dragons. So definitely there's some stuff we gotta do. So let me introduce Trey. How are you today? Trey, you going to reveal yourself?
Hello, my lady Elsie. It is an honor to be with you once more. As we say in the north, the winter has come.
Trey, you play too much. What house do you hail from, kind sir?
I am a vassal of House Stark from the north.
You're a
with the
vassal of House
bastard
Stark.
name, with the bastard name Snow.
So you are Trey Snow today.
I cannot reveal my lineage of my father, but we are connected to the Starks.
Okay, so you are a bastard because you are named Snow. Sam, do not encourage him. Do not encourage him.
Ah, my lady Samantha, it is an honor to have you with us this evening. Thank you, my lady.
So you're telling me you're a knight. You are definitely a knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
I hail from the old gods. We do not have knights. We are warriors. But I do respect any knight that may come forth from the Seven Kingdoms. May they hold their vows true and be true knights.
Y'all, this is what I got to deal with whole show.
Yes.
What is the name of your sword, sir? Sir Snow?
Her name is Lady Valone.
It's supposed to be related to ice, sir.
I'm already related to ice. I am Snow.
Okay. You're wearing your tinfoil hat, I see. Okay. It's way past Halloween, and Halloween a cometh. Okay, so he wearing the full regalia, y'all.
I do not know this Hollow of the weed. We follow the old guys and the way of the werewood.
And the children of the forest.
Yes, for I have the blood of the first men.
I was just about to ask you if you had the blood of the first men. Oh, okay. And considering your age, you remember the time when there were dragons about.
Yes, I do remember the days of dragons. Yes, I do remember those days. But they are gone right now. The last dragon died over 80 years ago by this point.
Okay, y'all, this is Sir Treon Snow. I guess I'll be doing the show with him today. Okay. That's a whole sword, y'all. This ain't no cosplay. Trey done got the whole sword and get up and everything. Y'all see him. He's not playing with you. What? The man who what? Gives the sentence? Does what?
The man who shall pass the sentence shall swing the sword.
Those
are the words of House Stark, and the North remembers.
Yep. And winter is always coming.
Yes, winter has arrived, according to all the lower states of the country we live in right now.
Now, considering
Winter has arrived.
how many kids the Starks have, winter is always coming. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to go there, y'all. Um, so a Night of the Seven Kingdoms for Game of Thrones fans is like a generation or two before actual Game of Thrones, because we're going to be meeting some people who are very young here that they are old on the Game of Thrones. Okay,
Yes.
old and seasoned. So, and we are going to and I guess the easiest thing for me is the main character is Dunk or Duncan. Okay, he's Dunk for right now at the beginning of the show. He's a squire of a hedge knight. Okay, now hedge knight Sir Arlen of Pennytree. Very interesting name. I would love to ask George R. R. Martin why Pennytree.
Well, I know of this Sir Alan of Pennytree. He is called the Pennytree because he hails from the town of Pennytree, not too far from Maidenpool.
I know what it is, but I wanted to ask George R. R. Martin why did he call him or why did he name the town Pennytree? Because y'all, a hedge knight is a knight that got to sleep in the hedges. They really can't afford but to sleep in the hedges. That's why they are called a hedge knight. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that Sir Arlen is of Pennytree, pennies are the lowest form of currency, and a tree is type of a hedge that he got to sleep in or sleep under. I'm wondering if that's why George R. R. Martin picked that name, Pennytree.
It is an interesting name to pick, especially given the fact that pennies don't exactly exist in restaurants. They have three forms of currency: gold,
Yes.
silver, and copper,
Yes.
dragons, stags, and stars.
Right.
So to name his town Pennytree, it does beg the question: what was his thoughts on this?
Right. And he is the knight that we see has perished. And so Dunk has been his squire since he was a little boy, from Flea Bottom. And we learned how Dunk grew up. Dunk was disciplined. Okay, Dunk was disciplined a lot. And he said, I deserve that discipline except for that one time. It wasn't me that ate that lady's pie. It was the other boy, but you gave me a bit of a licking. Okay, he's like,
Yes.
you were fair, but at one time you messed up.
When raising young boys, we must have discipline. They must learn. Okay, they must feel the hand, the back or the front. They must.
Mm.
Undisciplined boys turn into undisciplined men, as we may see examples of in this show fairly soon.
Yes, we will see, because all of this is a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. It's called this because Dunk, after his mentor has passed away and he has buried him. Happy Wednesday, the Brown Family Chronicles. Happy Wednesday. We're going over the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And this is also for you guys who may not have watched it or done the whole Game of Thrones saga. We are aware. So that's why we're doing it this way. Basically, Dunk, as his squire, has learned. Dunk has been with him since he was like 9 years old, and Dunk is a grown man, tall as the tree. Okay, tall
Yes.
and big.
Yes.
Okay, so Dunk now decides, what am I going to do? I've got 3 horses, 1 war stallion, and 2 other horses, and I've got his sword and shield of Sir Arlen Pennytree. What am I going to do? And he decides to ask the horses what he should do.
We definitely was told of one horse's name. Did you catch the rest of the other 2?
No, I didn't. I didn't pay attention to the horses' names, though I know it's important. I caught the warrior horse, but I forgot. What was it?
The warrior horse is Thunder. He is a war horse, not a tourney horse, not a tourney horse, boy. He's a war horse.
We're getting to that scene soon.
Yes. The brown horse is called Chestnut. for his brown coat. Thank you, sir. Oh, ma'am, I can't tell who's who, but thank you.
You play
And
too much, y'all.
the
And what
white
was the other
horse,
horse's name?
the white horse is called Sweetfoot
Oh,
because of her smooth gait.
Sweetfoot. I know you
Sweetfoot.
know a lot of ladies that could be named Sweetfoot, huh?
Mm. We always
Mm.
like a sweet-footed woman.
Okay, okay. So so we find out that not only does he need these horses, and he asking these horses, cause should he join the City Watch? We get a sense that he knows how to swing a sword. Sir Snow, you recognize his sword skills?
Well, this is an interesting question when we talk about Sir Duncan, or Dunk
One
as he's
dunk right
affectionately
now.
called. You
Hmm.
know, as we look back on this point of history in Westeros, we know the begin. We have seen the beginnings of this night, and we pretty much know the endings of this night. If you watch Game of Thrones, he was talked. Him and a few others was talked about periodically throughout the show. So to see in the middle part is the interesting part. And the first question you have to ask yourself: was he ever knighted?
Is he a knight of the Seven Kingdoms? Is the overall question, y'all.
Mm,
Overall, is he? Because the
mm,
thing is, he's going to join this tournament, and we never saw him knighted. And all he said is, the sword fits my grip
just biscuit.
as good as it did Sir Pennywise, Pennytree.
Well, being that we saw that scene, we can say at least one thing. There, he definitely was a squire of Sir Alan,
Yes, yes,
traveling with him. He definitely knows how to be a knight, the rules and regulations that follows and what it's supposed to do. And the few swings he took with the sword were well practiced, well precision.
right.
So at least on that part, he at least was taught how to hold the sword. But is he a knight? Is a
Because I don't
retired.
know many, I don't know many knights that handle their bathroom activities outside under the oak tree like he did.
Most hedge knights would. That's pretty common. All they have is
Y'all,
the hedge.
y'all just let you know that if you do watch the show, we get to see him. How can I say it? Use all his dinner from from the back.
Mm. And what a way to subvert expectations of a theme song and opening.
Right. So
Mm.
he handles his business under the tree, and his business is a lot, and his business is not good. Okay. So when he does decide to ride for the tournament to try and earn some money, he goes to an inn,
Mm.
and he drops off this his horses to the stable boy that we meet Egg for the first time. Now Egg is a pivotal character. Egg asked to be his squire.
Mm.
And he told them just rub down the horses, feed them, while box your ears.
Mm. Well, let's talk about that a little bit more in detail. I find that so interesting. Who here this hedge knight arrives at this inn in this yard, and he sees this scrawny little boy wearing rust spun clothing and a cloak that's tethered at the ends. And there's something so queer about this boy. He's bald. Who is this bald little boy here?
Not
Yet
only
when
that,
he's
his speech and diction.
yes, but when he speaks to this little boy, it is very interesting how the boy answered with his insolence. Insolent child, speaking back to this knight. How dare he? And so Duncan correctly corrected him. No, boy, you would I take you for a stable boy. You will rub down these poultries, and if you do it well, feed them some oats. I will give you a copper.
Yes, there's a copper in it for you. So he goes into the inn, and he orders everything on the menu. Sir Snow, have you ordered everything on the menu before?
I have sampled many menus in my past, and it is good to have a portion of everything on your plate to get the full appreciation of the cuisine for the locals.
While he is there, he meets a Targaryen who I think is a dream seer.
Wait now. We don't know if this young man is a Targaryen.
What do you mean we saw his hair? The young man in the inn.
All we saw was some weird queer looking hair that was brown, white, who knows what it was.
But he said, I saw you in my dreams.
Yes, I saw a drunken man. Saw you in my dreams, and he laid down a gold dragon for the innkeeper.
Yes.
Doesn't mean he's a Targaryen.
His hair was a giveaway.
We shall see.
I'm thinking he always drunk because he don't want to be seeing these dreams.
That's
my thought.
We have known for other sources that, you know, there have been many of Valerian that have been dreamers.
True. And if we look at it, Baratheons too, because Baratheon's line comes from the Targaryens too.
The first Baratheon was Oris Baratheon, who was known to be the half brother of Aegon the Conqueror.
Yes. As y'all know, Sir Trayon Snow knows a whole lot more about the lineage than I do. I just watched the show for entertainment. He has absorbed the books, and as you see, he has absorbed the costume too. Okay. So
but lady, this is not the costume.
Okay.
This is armor and garb of the North. How dare you?
And you're still a bastard.
Yes. My mother and father are not married. That is what that means.
So in leaving, okay, after the innkeeper done talked to him and fed him, when he went to check on the horses, he finds Egg on top of the horse playing dress up.
Yeah,
he snatched him up.
I don't believe this boy is playing dress up. He was pretending to be a knight.
He was.
Still was insolent. So insolent. How dare you on a war horse? He could have killed you.
That's a war horse, not a pony.
They're not a boy's pony. They could have killed him if he was so inclined. But it was so interesting that the war horse stallion was very calm.
Yes.
With the boy on his back.
With armor on.
Yes. Very interesting. Because most war horses are bred for ear temperament. Especially when anyone but their rider or someone they know personally is dealing with them. But
maybe because he smelled the armor, smelled like his previous knight that used to ride him.
Perhaps. Mayhaps. I find it very interesting. This boy.
Yes, was able to mount this stallion without a ladder there, a stallion that's about 3 times his height.
Interesting, wasn't that? That was interesting, right? I was like, for a split second, I did. How did you get on this horse?
Right. Where's the rope at? Where'd you climb up from?
Now this is different time. Probably jumped up, you know.
Right, y'all. Dunk threw, when he was leaving, threw money, and Egg did not, catch it. It fell, and Dunk is like, "Yeah, you'll pick it up once I leave. Whatever." What happens, y'all, is Egg is a Targaryen. He is related to the current king. He's trying to be a squire and lead his own life, and he's, a young boy. But Dunk does not know this. Dunk does not know what's going on in the realm. Dunk has no clue because he and the hedge knight that he was squiring for, they've been going round and round from town to town all his life. He don't know about Targaryens. He don't know about the leading families. Not much. He knows a little, but not enough to say he knows how to behave in every social setting. So he goes to where the tournament is, okay? And he goes to register himself for the tournament. Did you notice something in that room when he walked in, other than bumping his head?
Tower room, very small. Little kids running around playing knights.
That to me was the teaser. Was that a teaser that he's playing knight, like the kids in the room are playing a knight?
Mayhaps. May has been lady.
So as I put that in my notes, the kids were playing to be a knight, and the man handling the registration says, "Dunk, Sir Dunk, whatever you want to call yourself." Basically, yeah, that's what he was doing. I hated it.
I was
He was
like, what is going
snorting
on?
and then spitting in a cup. Hate it.
Mm,
That
mm,
that turned my stomach. But it says you have to find someone that remembers the knight who knighted you, okay? Who remembers your mentor and you in to vouch for you to enter this tournament.
mm.
Because we
Audience,
have no record of you being knighted and you had no witnesses.
yes, audience. This is at this point in time. I think we must give a little bit of backstory on how knighting works in the Seven Kingdoms.
Well,
Let's
since you are a
understand.
knight, good sir, tell them.
Well, I am not a knight. I am a warrior. I follow the old gods, but I do understand their systems. There are actually two styles of knighting within Westeros, but they all hail from the Andals when they came across with this seven-pointed star religion. You could be knighted in the field, as Sir Duncan was, or he
Battle.
claims
Mm-hmm.
after a battle, or whenever your sir thinks deem you ready. The second part is a little more involved. You could be knighted. You could be an anointed knight. You might hear that term from time to time. There, you have to be in prayer and accept for 7 days, and the scepter must take the seven oils and put it upon your brow. And it is then that you are to be knighted, usually by the king himself or another knight of high
Yes, it has to
regard.
be. Has to be
Either
someone of
way,
authority.
either way, there are usually witnesses to these 19 events
At least
for
two.
at least two for these purposes that we're talking about right now. Because how do you prove yourself a knight when you're going to try to enter tourneys or seek service to some people? There must be proof
Right.
that you're a knight.
Yes. So if no one has witnessed your ceremony, you have to be able to prove that you were associated, or maybe you were on the path to become a knight. Okay. So he goes who he meets. Okay.
Mm.
Along the way, along the path, when he leaves there, is Sir Dondorian, right? Did I say that right?
Not yet.
Who was it he met
He
with the
actually,
um
he
with the apple on
actually,
his shirt? Oh,
he
Foss
actually
away.
meets, yes, he actually meets Sir Stephen Fosseray and his cousin Raymond,
Raymond.
cousin and squire Raymond
Raymond
Fosseray,
Foss away.
and he's
Now,
watching them practice, which is very
right.
interesting. If
A
you look what was
very
going on in
interesting
the
scene.
background, especially what was going on in the background and what was going on with their
Their
style of fighting they
dynamic.
were doing, there was some serious combat being done in this scene. Yeah, and
So
you keep
just to let people know, the Fossaways have an apple or fruit of some kind as their emblem. So everything they're talking about, it will be say, the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. Every
right to the
acronym
point.
or everything is about fruit
Mm-hmm.
because that's their sigil. And
Yes.
when Raymond he's squiring for Stefan, his cousin, who Stefan is the knight. Stefan is wearing the breastplate. And when I say the training is intense, you would swear he's trying to get his cousin, seriously injured. Because
But
he
it is
kicked him all
interesting
the
to
way
see.
through the fence.
It is interesting to see that. It does seem like he was really trying to hurt your cousin. Even in
Yes.
training, you try not to go full speed. You should have speed, work on your skill. It does seem like he was looking to injure. But it also begs the question what type of tourney this is going to be. Because there are different
Right.
types.
Right. Is this a serious tournament, or is this going to be, a tournament for the small folk to just enjoy themselves? But Fossaway's house is called the Cider Hall. Okay, y'all? Cider Hall. So everything related to them is related to fruit.
Apples,
Everything. Apples, yes,
Apples
yes,
specifically.
everything. I got tired of it by the third time. But Raymond Fossaway, the squire, to the
Mm,
cousin Stefan Fossaway, Dunk, he took a liking to Dunk because Dunk didn't, like treat him bad because he just got thrown on his behind by his cousin. And Dunk is acting like a knight who isn't about, crushing the person who isn't a knight below his heel. So Raymond is going to be like an advisor to Dunk, letting him know, hey, this, don't do this, yes, do this. So this is a first friend that he has made. Y'all keep
first
put a pin
potential
in
friend.
Raymond. Put a pin in
Yes.
Raymond. Raymond is going to be even though he's a squire now, he's going to be very important
Yes,
in the
sir.
story.
Raymond.
Okay.
I like Raymond
Basically, y'all,
the
on this
boss.
journey, Dunk, who will become Sir Duncan soon, is gathering his team. Okay, that's the best way to say it without telling y'all everything. And Raymond is going to be part of this team.
Well, as Sir Dunk has told us from his Sir Alan of Pinichi, hedge knights are the truest of knights
Right.
because they actually have to perform their vows every day while out in the field while traveling.
Right. Right. They're basically travel knights. They don't call themselves mercenaries, but they basically are. So
Basically.
that's after that he goes to see Sir Dondorian.
Not yet. Well, he tries to.
He tries to.
He
Now,
tries
the ladies that keep
to.
Sir Dondorian's company told him you could wake him up for a stag. He's taking a nap.
I don't have a stag.
You don't have a stag?
A stag? What is he? Oh, he's a hedge knight. What is that? Oh, it's like it's a sad night. It's
Yeah,
a
but
sad night.
sadder.
I'm like, oh my god, that was. I was like, that's messed up. A night
Now,
but sadder.
yes, a night but sadder. It's a poor night. Okay,
Basically,
one of them poor nights. Okay, it's
a
like
step above a robber night. Step
monks are
above a
poor
robber
priests.
night.
Right, the monks are poor priests, so it's a sad night. So he has a talk with the ladies. Okay, he has to talk with those ladies, and they just laugh him off and say, "Try back later." He got that gout, so try back later.
Mm.
So now that's when we learn a hedge knight is he's called a hedge knight because he slept in the hedges. Okay. Now,
Yes, you locate some hedges.
Huh?
Yes, you locate some hedges.
He does locate hedges. He locates where he will hunker down for the
Far
tournament because
away.
he ain't got no place to stay.
Far away from the pavilions, if you notice. Because
Far.
he feels uncomfortable. Didn't like the company he was meeting there. So let's go back to the hedges, where he could be nice and comfortable and that's familiar to him.
Sleeping in the trees and the bushes. That is what he knows. That's what his horses know. So he tied them up and he rides back to try and go see Dondorian. Now, Dondorian, if y'all know Game of Thrones, we know that name Dondorian. We know Beric Dondorian. And we will see when we meet Dondorian that they have red of hair. Okay? Red of hair. But Beric Dondorian from Game of Thrones fans, he's the one that one eye, and he was the one who was resurrected. Okay, he passed away and was resurrected. They would searching down for the hound.
6 times he was resurrected.
Yes, 6 times. So that's to tell you how close this is. It's an ancestor, and I will tell you more about how close this timeline is to the Game of Thrones sequence as well. So because Dunk can't, he really can't find Dondorian, he needs to find something to eat. Okay? And because there are tents and there are lords everywhere, he is told where he can go get a good meal.
Half-man. Half-man. You call me a half-man? Yeah, half a giant.
Yeah, half man, half giant. How about that?
I like Raymond. He just seems like a nice guy to be around. Nice to talk to. He's a kind person. Yeah, like Raymond.
He reminds me of, and I just lost his name in my head. Brienne of Tarth's squire.
Podrick.
Podrick, thank you.
Well,
Podrick,
Squire no longer. He is Sir Podrick Payne.
Yes, he is a Sir Podrick now. And Podrick, he should have been Sir Podrick since he know how to handle his weapon in that brothel, but we ain't gonna say that. Okay, we're
Well,
gonna
he
leave that
also
alone.
has a nickname, Sir Pod the Rod.
Yes, that is his nickname.
Pod
the ladies Rod. Gave him that nickname.
He is indescribable, as they say.
Yes. But so the pavilion, he decides to have dinner and enjoy his evening, is owned by Lord Lionel Baratheon. Okay.
The Laughing Storm.
The Laughing Storm. Because he laughs all the time. He makes jokes. He's the life of the party. But do not think he is not a skilled knight. Don't let that laughing fool you.
One of the most skillful knights in the Seven Kingdoms.
Because if you're looking at a hierarchy from Targaryens, you will see Baratheon right next to them, if not just a little bit below. But they're right next to them now because the Targaryens no longer have dragons. There will be no dragons in this series. None at all. This is after the last dragon has perished.
At least not literally. Metaphorically.
Not literally. Right.
A lot of them. Metaphorically.
We're gonna have lots of dragon fire. So Lionel is wearing a crown, which I thought, ooh, you suspect, you wearing a crown and you ain't the king, but we gonna get there. But he has stag antlers off of his crown, quite high. And he's asking Duncan, why are you here?
Well,
why are you here?
Duncan has a good time eating all types of food. The size of that turkey leg it was, oh my God. Oh my God. And the sweet cakes. Woo! And then the party was going.
Are you here to pay homage or are you here to destroy me?
My lord.
Are you here to destroy me and end me?
No, my lord. Why are you here?
All while he's holding a sweet cake.
Here for supper. Wow, that kind of makes sense. You know, kind of makes sense. You know, I can't be mad at that. I mean,
I'm here for the food. I'm just here for the food.
Even though this scene was very comedic, I thought it was very interesting of the commentary that Lionel was really trying to make all throughout his evening in his tent. And when he talked to Dunk, lick spittles, as he calls them. You know, everyone that comes to him, being that he's a lord, either wants something from him or something for him.
Right.
So it's hard to figure out. Yes, you got to figure out who wants what. Now you're meeting Dunk for the first time, and it's just someone who just wants food.
Right. He's taking his measure. He wants to know, are you going to be kissing my boots? What do you want? Mm-hmm. What have you brought me? He's like, I ain't brought nothing. I'm here. I'm just here. I'm here for the food. And it's kind of like, well, the food is good.
Supper?
Then he says, do you like to dance? That's a little fast.
Hey, nah, they were getting it. They were getting in that tent.
They were. And then he decides to try and stomp on Dunk's toes. And he got him one time.
Also injured.
And Dunk kept his toes off the floor. He's like, you ain't going to get my toes. And then Dunk stomps on Lord Lionel Baratheon's toes. And he thought his life was going to end. He had that moment that, what did I do? Mm-hmm. And then the laughing stag proved his name.
And it helps that he was drunk.
It did help.
It does help that he was a little drunk.
It, d- it did help. Okay. After they were finished dancing, this is where we realized the dancing brought along a bromance. This was quick though, because Dunk is wearing the stag crown by the end of
Yes.
the evening and sitting right next to Lord Lionel in his tent and drinking and laughing together.
And discussing his options. He knows he's a hedge knight. One loss, he could lose his arm or his horse. And he has nothing to ransom them back. It's such a risk for him.
Right. Why
What
are you
chance
here?
does he have? And Lionel tells him the truth.
Mm-hmm.
None. But that's not the point.
Right.
The point is to challenge yourself. How can you know what you can do if you don't try? And he's the one that tells him, you are a big man. And big men get hit a lot more often than little men because they're a big target. You're tall, sir. You sit slouched over and everything. You're a tall man. Be
Expecting to
tall.
be hit.
If you notice, Sir Lionel wasn't that much shorter than Duncan himself. So he's a large man himself.
Yes.
And the reason for the stomping, it was interesting to me, even for their size, especially Dunk, since he's the main character we watch, he's very nimble, pretty quick. He's not slow. He's not, as we will see in the future, if you know Game of Thrones, the Mountain. Who's big, cumbrous, but a little slow. Dunk is large, but he's uncommonly quick for a man his size.
Yes. The dancing, I think, was the first time for them to show us that these two large men can still move quickly.
That was funny.
Medieval American Pie.
That's funny.
That is funny. Simplistic Grace, welcome in. It's a bit of that. It is a wonderful way of saying it.
Yes.
So how do we get that close, Trey, that by the end of the night you wear my crown?
Well, number one, we're in our cups. That helps. It helps a lot. Number two, we have already established that he's not here to hurt him, harm him, or lick his ball sack.
Right. He's not here to kiss up.
He's just here to enjoy the good time. And that's exactly what they did.
Now, after the good time, he does find Sir Dondorian with the ladies while he's heading home to enjoy the company of the ladies. Okay.
We did skip something there. The second time Dunk went to go try Lord Dondorian, is he into necrophilia or something? Because why was this girl laying on this table and they're pretending she's dead?
She's pretending, y'all. What Sir Trey is talking about here is that when he went to try and see Sir Dondorian knows his mentor, and he's trying to get him to, vouch for him. One of the ladies, okay, the brothel ladies, she is laid there and she is put in she's laid to rest, and the stone eyes are put on her eyes, and she's covered in a shroud. Yes, like if she has passed away. So she is being prepared for the Lord that is about to come and enjoy her company. So we're like, wait a minute, why does he need her to pretend that she has passed away for him to enjoy her company? Some weird stuff.
It harkens back to a conversation in Game of Thrones season 1 where Lord Varys and Lord Peter Baelish are having a conversation. And Lord Varys asked Peter Baelish, about the accommodations that he has to provide to certain lords who like cadavers. Yes. Like, okay. So people into some weird things.
Right. He said, I am here to, I think, all, to serve all in all matter of ways or in all matter of
Mhm.
things. Something like that,
Yeah.
Peter Bailey said. Like, we are here to serve
Mhm.
so that the crown is serviced. I mean, it was weird because when the young lady that was being prepared in the shroud, she sat up, he was shocked. He thought it was really
He
someone
thought you
who
were dead.
passed away
He thought
that
you were
was
dead.
laying in state.
His face was he was like, what? What is
What is
happening
going
here?
on?
What's happening here?
I'm sorry, y'all. It was wild, 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 wild.
And the commentary of the brothel ladies, as you like to call them, the commentary that they were telling them how it seems like hedge knights were more in common with brothel ladies.
Right.
They like to let on.
Common.
Yes. Protect your body, Sir Knight. It's the only one
Mhm.
you have.
Right.
Mm,
Mm.
interesting.
So when he did meet up with Sir Dondorian after the night of revelry that he had, and Sir Dondorian was walking with the ladies back to his tent. He said, "Hey, I need you to vouch for me."
I know you're not.
Basically, who are you? And then he's like, "Well, I was my mentor, so and so. I know him not either."
But he took a wound in your service. The cutaways to Sir Alan of Petrie is crazy. He's smacking them, spitting them, not really saying nothing. He just,
Right.
he just
Or when he asks, "Sir, I am to be a knight in the future, right?" He's like,
you don't know, like, uh-huh, right.
"Oh my word, it is hilarious." The cutaways to
Sir
his
Alan,
mentor.
Sir Alan
But
went through it. It's like Sir Alan really went through it out here. He was out here, he's really out here getting hurt surfing. Like, man, took a whole crossbow in the gut.
and still, so Don Dorian said, many people have taken, an arrow. Many people have been hurt in our
Did,
service.
did you notice Sir Alan, at least in that time frame when he was thinking back to it was 2 years prior. He was very specific about that. Sir
Yes.
Alan was much heavier of a stone
Yes.
than
So he
was
been
than he
sick.
was buried. So I'm
Yes.
wondering from that wound in the surface, did he catch a cyst or something in his body, and over
Right.
time he degenerated and then finally
And
died?
that may be why he's saying he took an arrow or he was wounded, because that wound, never healed properly. And
I believe.
basically you killed my mentor. I mean, it basically.
But I have, even though it was, a little bit cruel, we do have to look on the other side and be honest. From Lord Dundarian's point of view, he had a point to make. My
Yes.
Lord Father hired 800 swordsmen to go up into the Bone Hill Mountains, where they're referring to a audience. At this point in time, Dorne is not a part of the Seven Kingdoms.
It's 6 kingdoms.
Yes, it's 6 kingdoms right now. Dorne is still by itself, and there's still been some Dornish wars going back and forth,
Right. That
all the
that's
way
gonna
from
that's gonna
all
come
the way
back into play at the end of
yes,
this.
all the way from even before Dance of the Dragon started. They've been having Dornish wars for years, almost 60 years by this point, back and forth.
But correct, simplistic Grace. He is learning that people aren't as honorable as he thought they were many a time. And that's what the show is teaching us. There are some knights that are honorable and will take you in, and there are some knights that are not honorable. Okay? Not
My
honorable.
lady
Hey
Angie,
Ari.
my lady
This is
Angie,
Ari, this
you,
is Sir Treon Snow of House Stark.
you may call me Sir Daddy.
We're gonna leave that between them, y'all. Okay. Um So basically, Dunk right now, y'all, still has no one to vouch for the fact that he's a knight so he could enter this tournament. So he's back to square one. He's back to square one. And he don't know where else to go to be able to get someone to vouch for him. But you know what? He's made a couple friends already. So y'all, we're gonna keep those friends, put a pin in them friends. So he goes back to the hedges from whence he came, far from where the tournament is being housed. Okay, far from there.
In the bushes.
In the bushes.
A fire's going.
Fire and fish. And Egg is in camp. Now, how did Egg find him?
Very good question. Very good question.
How'd Egg find him?
Egg
knew he's a hedge knight, so he's sleeping in the bushes. That's the first thing. He ain't gonna find him there. But how did you find which bushes? Because we in a forest.
Well, if you look where the pavilions were, there weren't too many bushes you can go check. So by process of elimination, check on the outside of the whole camp, walk around, and he remembers the horses.
Right.
He left the horses tied up.
Right.
So you find the horses. Oh, here's his camp. And he set up camp.
But, the show is, based on him, but I'm sure he ain't the only hedge knight around.
Well, there are different levels of hedge knights.
So there's some hedge knights that may be trying to sleep under somebody's tent, but not Dunk. Okay? Not Dunk. Dunk is like, I'm out here. I feel better under the stars. But again, Egg is saying, please, sir, please, can I be your squire?
I have some fish. Do you want some?
The horses are brushed down. The horses are fed, and I have food going.
I want to put up your pavilion, but I didn't see one.
Yeah, that was a little sneaky little thing.
Yes.
So I would put your house up, but I don't see nothing. I would be like, young man, stop, quit being insolent.
Oh, I'll clout you there.
I think Egg knows, Egg, you see you giving it away, Simplistic Grace, knows Duncan might be the only good guy around. He's used to people being mean. Could be. Now, y'all, Egg is a Targaryen. He is related to the royalty. Dunk don't know this. We don't know how Dunk don't know. He can't hear the way the young man speaks. The young man said, hey, I'm from, he didn't say the Red Keep. He's like, oh gosh, I just lost it.
So Duncan asked him, I should put you over my saddle and take you back to the inn and take you back home. Well, you have a long way to travel. You have to go to King's Landing.
Right. Oh. And he's like, oh, you from Flea Bottom? He's like,
no.
Non-committal. But Dunk does not think he is from actual King's Landing and the Red Keep. Okay, he doesn't think he's from royalty because again, Egg's head is shaved. Okay, but even if he had hair, I doubt Dunk would have known either way that he's a Targaryen.
I thought that was very interesting choice that they did, for the show itself, because that scene almost plays out 1-to-1 in the book, except for that one part when Dunk asks him, when he says he's from King's Landing, and he asks him, "Are you from Flea Bottom?" In the book, Egg doesn't say anything. Here, Egg says no. So I thought it was very interesting to make that very slight change, because for us, it makes us acknowledge something. Okay, well, who is this boy? It makes you, if you don't know, it makes you think, okay, wait a minute, who is this boy? If he's not from Flea Bottom. But it also makes you look at Duncan and go, Duncan, did you not catch what he just said?
Duncan is not catching even how he's saying things. Dunk cares about two things: food and the tournament. But again, Dunk, as Absence is saying, Dunk feels a kindred spirit with Egg. he thinks Egg is an orphan from Flea
Yes.
Bottom. And it's all of Dunk's assumptions that either get him into more trouble or is enduring. Okay. Why was the other Targaryen at the end? It didn't make sense to me.
We
It
can't get to
makes
that yet.
sense if they're heading to the tournament.
Yes, but we can't really get to that yet. That comes
Right.
up much later.
Yes, it comes up later.
And I'll say again, we don't know if that's a Targaryen. All we saw was a young man.
Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
I'm saying this because Dunk didn't know who he was. The innkeeper didn't know who he was. It was just a drunk man at this table. And he put
Giving
a
you
dragon
high
down.
coin, giving you more coin than the meal is worth, paying enough for Dunk's meal.
Very true. He did pay as a dragon,
And-
but that
and-
doesn't mean anything.
But Egg isn't traveling alone either.
We thought he was the stable boy.
He thought he was a stable boy. We knew better. Because again, in the description of Egg, he still has the colorful Targaryen eyes.
Well, that's interesting. His eyes are described to be very dark, but thought to be blue. But when they look deeper at him, it's a very, very deep purple.
Right. Simplistic, Grace. Don't worry about it. Trey read the books. I didn't. So we in the same boat, girl. We in the same boat. But the thing, I know the story.
I should guide you. Do not worry.
So, so in all of this, I'm like, Egg, where you going? How you getting there? And the fact that Egg, every time he looks at him like, Dunk, didn't you just hear me? Don't you recognize like I'm doing things and you just see me as a small orphan boy? And it seems to appeal to Egg that you don't know that I'm royalty. But
not only that, he's treated him like you would treat any other little boy.
Right. But here's the thing. He said, hey, he will let him serve him in the tournament. Just in the tournament. Don't have much, but prove your worth. You will have clothes and food. And I promise not to beat you unless you deserve it. I mean, what more could you ask for?
And he and the smile on little Egg's face. It's all he ever wanted.
Yes.
All he could tell that was all he ever wanted was probably just to serve a good night and have those same rules apply to him. You know, it almost like he can't wait to catch a clout in the ear.
Yes.
Can't wait to catch a clout in the ear.
Because guess what? As royalty in King's Landing in the Red Keep, ain't nobody would dare talk to him like that.
True, but we don't know who. Okay, I give up the ghost. We know who Egg is, especially if you watch Game of Thrones. He was talked about with his full name and his nickname multiple times. So we should know who Egg is.
Now, Egg's brother in Game of Thrones. Tell them who Egg's brother is in Game of Thrones.
Is Aemon Targaryen, also known as Maester Aemon of the Night's Watch.
That is Egg's older brother. And we will get to how, hopefully, how Maester Aemon got to the Night's Watch in this story.
I don't know if they ever go that far.
They better. They better, because again, we have some other people that we're gonna meet here, like Sir Barristan. We better meet Sir Barristan in here, okay? When he's 16.
Huh? Yes, they should.
They should. I'm not talking about now. I'm saying maybe in season 4.
Yes, in the future, if this tracking like I'm thinking it's tracking, you might not get that revealed to around season. You're right, 4 or 5, I could think. If you go that far, that's by the time you should get to that.
Right. So
Ed has to be a certain age. He has to be a certain age before we reach there. And right now he's only 9.
Right. You're looking for the Black Ancestors, House Valerian, Sea People, or the Blacks in the Seventh Kingdom books too. They are black folk, but not. I don't know if in this story.
Okay, Absence. I have to tell you, the choice to make the Valerians black was a TV choice. Okay?
Right.
That was a TV choice. In the books, they look more like regular Targaryens. They,
right.
You don't have.
They wanted, but there's a way. There's a hard. It's hard to make the Valerians and Targaryens look different because they have the same color here. So the option to make them black was definitely the best thing. It's like, okay, you are still of, of our people, but you are not from the same line. It was the best way to do it. A really wonderful way of making the two cousins look. So let's bring it together, Sir Snow. Let's bring it together for these people. So Egg, y'all, spoiler alert, we're going to talk about how this is going to flow.
It's not really though.
Huh?
It's not really a spoiler.
It's not really a spoiler, but Egg does become king eventually. He is the king that they were like never supposed to become king. Maester Aemond, in a quest not to be king and not to be used against his brother, is why he went to the Night's Watch. Okay?
Yes.
Sir Duncan does become a knight. Not only that, he becomes, Lord Commander, okay, of the King's Guard.
But we got a
while. If you remember Game of Thrones, the one we don't like, okay, Joffrey talks about him. Yes. Said, "Oh, Sir Duncan.
Oh, 4 pages for Duncan.
4 pages. What have you done, Uncle Jamie? You're not in these books.
There's still time."
See, then Brienne of Tarth mentions that her armor from her family home was the armory had Sir Duncan's armor.
Yes.
Brienne of Tarth. So y'all can see how these things kind of come together. Okay?
Yeah.
Come together for all of them. Yes, they're saying Brienne of Tarth is related to Sir Duncan a particular way.
In there. There's some hints. Hopefully we'll know for sure in the future, but there are some definite hints that she could be related from down the line, because her father was servant of Tarth.
Yes.
And we actually don't know who his father was, which would put him around this time frame.
And if we look at Dunk is going to fall in love with the puppeteer. Okay. And
I said her name too soon, but
I thought it was Tanzel.
It's pronounced
okay.
It's Tanzel, Tansy.
Okay. She puts on the puppet shows and so forth, and they're giving us like a romantic liaison. But again, they're going to travel across Westeros, and he could be planting seeds, okay? that one of them turned into Brienne, okay? Or Brienne's father, and then on to Brienne.
I think it's only going to be one seed. I think it's just going to be, because the way Sir Duncan is described, he's actually not. There's a reason why they keep saying, or he keeps preaching, hedge knights are the truest knights. He truly tries to follow, the vows of a knight. So he's not going to be around here slanging.
But I thought I read that somebody, not just one, but somebody wanted his stature in their bloodline.
Yes.
So they offered someone to bear a child, or some time. His way of being of service is to impregnate someone. I thought I saw that, but apart from that, yes, he is supposed to have one person descendant. Should be Brienne. Okay.
Yeah.
Should be Brienne. Now you will see it based on how her armor, because he's supposed to get that same armor. Okay. And it's supposed to also certain things she says. But when he gets to battle, the small folk are going to be supporting him because he is one of the truest form of knighthood.
Yes.
He remembers his oath.
The story of Duncan Egg, or the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and so far there's only 3 novellas with more to come. But it reads, to me, it always read more like a buddy cop adventure between him and Egg. They're just traveling around seeking service for here and there, this and that third, but they always tend to get into something.
Right.
And even though it seems innocuous, the stuff that they get into has lasting effects on the 7 kingdoms.
Because if Egg becomes king later on, he would have traveled and he knows his people and he knows the challenge of the small folk. Now here's another part, because he was thought of as the king of the small folk when he does become king. Here's another part. As I said, Sir Berenstain, y'all remember Sir Berenstain. Sir Berenstain is the one that threw his cloak down because he would not adhere to what Joffrey was doing, and he went to serve the Khaleesi. If y'all watch Game of Thrones, Sir Berenstain, apparently later on in life, and I was like, Sir Berenstain at 16 was able to beat Sir Dunk in a contest, okay? So, but Sir Dunk at the time is like 60, 70 years old.
Yes, he's old
Of
man.
course he gonna beat him at 16.
It was
So
still
that's
wasn't
to
easy,
tell
though.
you,
It
right?
was easy, and for an old man, he still was. He still was. He was out here. He was
He's a
out
big
here.
old man.
Yeah, he was out here handling business. Okay.
But to let you know how close it is, so Berenstain, who you see as an old man in Game of Thrones, was 16 when he met up with Sir Dunk when he was like 50, 60 years old. So y'all could see how close it's within a generation. You know, this is from the Game of Thrones.
That's
Okay?
also when Sir Barristan joined the Teens Guard as well. After
Not
those,
at 16.
no, it was right. It was like a few years after that event, but Sir Duncan was still alive.
He was able to squire.
Yes, but
Right,
he becomes part of the King's Guard. So Duncan was still Lord Commander.
Yes.
The
So
way
he squired.
yes,
He beat him. He's knighted, and then he's able to be part of the King's Guard.
yeah, because a certain event happens
Yes.
that allows for only a handful of survivors to happen, and this is how Sir Barristan eventually becomes Lord Commander of the King's Guard. But
right.
by that time, he had already started serving the King's Guard. So yes.
So what we're witnessing here is Sir Duncan's beginnings, from when he was an orphan from Flea Bottom, you know, to now he has the future king as his squire. He has no idea. To him eventually being the Lord Commander of the King's Guard and protecting his king above all else, but still being fair to the small folk. So we know the kind of story, but we don't know the journey to get there. But he does. I am excited to find out when he does find out who Egg is, how he wrestles with the decision to keep him as squire.
He's probably he probably should find out.
He's supposed to find out before this tournament.
Yeah, before the end of second episode is probably when that's going to happen. If I'm
Second
thinking
episode?
Yes, with how I'm thinking things are tracking, it's either going to be the second or it's going to be the third. It's going to be more likely the third, because I know what's coming next in the second.
Right. We know what's coming next. What happens is, what for y'all, spoiler alert. I'm not going to tell y'all everything that's going to happen, but Dunk takes his vows seriously, and he does help small folk. You know, he does help a particular small folk person from being taken advantage of by a lord. And because he interfered in Lord's business, they are trying to give him the business. Okay? So this whole thing is him fighting for his honor. That is this whole season, is not only fighting for the honor of the small folk and protecting them, but he has to gather up friends to also fight beside him for his honor. Okay? We're going to have Targaryen sightings. No dragons, but the Targaryen are still the ruling class family. And we're going to see the hand of the king is a Targaryen, but his hand pendant and pin is going to be a little different. Okay? We gonna find out. He gonna find out who Egg is. Okay?
I have to make a correction. I said something earlier. I said Dorne by this time is not in the second kingdom. They are in. They by this time they just probably only have been in the seven kingdoms 20 years by now. By 15 to 20 years by now.
Wait a minute, but I thought the story when they do travel through Dorne, that Dorne was not part of the seven kingdoms.
They're in, because the next character we're going to meet in that second episode, which is a big one, his mother is Dornish princess.
Right, I know, but I thought when they were going through, Dorne was not, when they traveled, because y'all, this is basically buddies traveling through each of the parts of Westeros. I thought Dorne, when they were going through, it was supposed to be hostile territory because they were not part of the Seven Kingdom. Maybe it's because it was new.
There was there was a there was an actual scuffle between a couple of houses,
right,
in the Dornish Reach and the the Dornish and the Reach is called the Dornish Reach. But in that region, there was a bit of still a scuffle, but for the most part, Sunspear, which is the main house of Dorne, had joined the Seven Kingdoms because I don't want to get too far ahead because their mother was Dornish princess. That's how Dorne was brought in through marriage.
Right.
House Targaryen. Right. They were never conquered. The only country to ever push back against the dragons. They were never conquered by the Targaryens ever. But they did get brought in by marriage.
Yes, each time, even in Game of Thrones, Dorne was brought in by marriage.
Yes, so by this time they are in. It just hasn't been that long though. It hasn't been a long time, but they are in the Seven Kingdoms or counted as part of the Seven Kingdoms.
So coming up, y'all, we are going to meet a few characters. We're going to meet a few Targaryens are coming up. Okay, we're going to meet Aerion Targaryen, the second eldest son, of the prince. We're going to see he's grandson to the king. We're going to meet Baelor Targaryen. Mm-hmm. He's the eldest son of the king. Okay, he's the crown prince, and he's hand of the king. Okay,
mm-hmm. A lot of titles.
And we're going to meet Maekar. Is that how we say it?
Maekar. Yes.
Maekar Targaryen. He's the fourth son of the king. Mm-hmm. Okay, and the prince of Summerhall.
And Egg is the fourth son of his.
Right. It's a whole lot of sons running around here.
It's a lot of sons.
This is all 209 AD. Okay.
Yes.
This is all, and it is until, and I made a note of it, it is until 252 that Barristan is 16 and beats up on Sir Dunk. But the way he is, Duncan, Egg gives him the name Duncan, even though he was always named Dunk. Okay? Yeah. Said Sir Duncan sounds much better. 15 years after the Blackfyre Rebellion.
Which is a big event. Huge event. I'm kind of sad that, they could have made that's a whole show by itself.
But is that a show by itself, or should that be a movie?
It's a show because that takes time over. You have to build that up because usually you have to start with Aegon IV, the Unworthy, as they call him. And that's a whole build up because his true-born son, was it his or was it actually his brother who he hated with his wife? Sister wife, that is. I know it was. So he legitimized all his bats. Yeah, that's a whole show. That's a whole show.
It begs to reason.
It's the predicate of what happens here. Ooh.
It begs to reason why Lord Varys kept himself bald. Why did Sir Varys keep himself bald, Trey?
I don't know if I don't know if I ever truly believed that little tit line that Varys could be Blackfyre.
Why not? His blood brought forth the blue flame. Why not?
And on that's what made me pause. But I always was unsure about that. I'm gonna need a little more sprinkling to let that one. You have to give me a few more context clues. We
don't know who his daddy is.
We don't know now, which I think we're gonna get. We don't know much about Lord Varys except for what he has told us and how he grew up and training through. He was a little poor boy in on Nice and all that. And
I'm sorry, Jaguar. Yes, we are. Wednesdays at 5 p.m. EST. We're going to be doing a Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yes.
Is he a knight? That's the biggest question of them all. And you see how Trey is dressed up.
My lady.
Trey dressed for the event. I did not.
Yes. Oh, and another tidbit. by this point, just to let you know, Egg should be eighth in line for the
All the
throne.
way eighth.
Eighth, around eighth in line for the throne. And we do know he eventually becomes king. So ask yourself a couple questions. What the heck happened or is about to happen?
Well, there's a major event that happens that cleans out the house.
Well, there's a couple of major events. And I'm telling you right now, it starts in this show, in this very season.
Jaguar Trey has
Yes.
read and absorbed the novels. If it wasn't tattooed on his skin, it is tattooed in his brain.
I actually went back through them Saturday.
Yeah, it's fresh in his mind. I have not. I know of the novels. I think I read the first one, and that's about it. I need more pages, but that's just me. That's just how I am as a reader. That's all. But I have not read the novellas. I'm watching. So you get the best of both worlds. Trey knows the details and the history. I have read of the details and history, more like the footnotes of the entire sphere, and I'm watching the show.
I know it.
So yes, they're going to be Targaryens through and through here, simplistic Grace. And the Targaryens are going to be real dastardly.
Some of them, yes. Some of them are going to be hard to spot.
Yes.
Because, don't think just because they ain't got no silver hair. Like I said, you're going to have some hard to spot Targaryens in this one.
Also, we're going to have house versus house.
Mm-hmm.
People in the same house going to be going up against each other.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just tell you that whole training scene with the apples. Mm-hmm. It's going to be apples versus apples pretty soon.
It's gonna be a whole lot of verses by the time we hit the last episode. Actually, I think that's gonna happen episode 5. All Probably. Of that episode 5. Because 6 we gotta hit the resolution of everything.
Yes,
and then
because
the 30 starts.
Dunk is gathering his Avengers. He is gathering his Avengers. All the knights or future knights that he is meeting, they are going to become part of his posse, okay?
You know what? It's funny. Yes.
Pay attention.
I'm glad you just said that. It just made me think about it. It's so funny, especially through the first 3 novellas. You meet certain people. And especially in that third one. I love the third one. Jesus, that was so good. But the second one's good too. They're all good. Jesus, George just knows how to write. Jesus Christ. I just wish he'd write faster. But each prominent person you meet or becomes knights or are knights, edge knights or whatever, they all eventually become king's guards for Aegon. All the people he met. Aegon would be her great granddaddy.
Yep.
No, granddaddy. Yep. The Daenerys, her father was
granddaddy.
Granddaddy, just granddaddy. Yeah, Aegon. Yes. He is known as Aegon the Fifth.
Yes.
Aegon the Fifth Targaryen when he takes the throne. So yes, yeah, it's coming. That's big. We are looking at little granddaddy, little granddaddy Egg right here. And
young granddaddy.
It's so interesting.
So he's the father of the Mad King.
Yes, it is interesting. The little boy they got portraying him. I don't know his name, but do you know it offhand? I don't know. I don't know his name offhand. That was almost perfect casting.
Well, I saw that today that they said they casted him first
because you got to get him right. Him and Dunk got to get right.
And they saw him and said no one else, and the casting director had to say, no, we need to see all the others. And they say we went right back to the beginning.
Exactly.
And while they paired, several people up, they were in awe of the banter back and forth between those two and the chemistry.
That's important. They have banter. There's a lot of banter back and forth. Egg is going to get clout in the ear because he got a little mouth on him, if you know this already.
He's a prince.
It doesn't matter. You're a squire. You're officially a squire now. This is what you wanted. So nah, I will not have your insolence. You want to catch a clout in the ear.
Egg is
It's
supposed to
nine.
be what? 12 or
Nine.
13?
No, he's supposed to be 9.
9?
He's supposed to be 9 right now.
Okay.
He is supposed to be 9 years old. Going on 10. 1 in 10.
So that would track, because if it's 1950, if it's 250 something, that Sir Berenstain defeats Sir Duncan, then Egg will be and this is right now 2009, 209, sorry. Then it's some
he's
years.
about 9 years old.
Yeah.
He's 9 years old. Yeah, 8. Yeah, 8 to 9 years old, somewhere around there. But if you notice, Egg is very wise beyond his years. Some of the stuff he says.
He already know how to manipulate. Did you see him manipulate him?
He does manipulate. Yes, he does manipulate. He's gonna be.
What did he say?
Ain't careful. He ain't careful. Gonna get the partner here for that. A shooting star.
We under the stars. That's luck.
That was a nice little thing they added in there, because that was actually about his mother. His mother was the one who taught him that little tidbit about the shooting star, and she dies tragically in childbirth, if I believe.
But also, it is going to be a part of Sir Duncan's sigil on his shield later on. It plays a part.
One of the greatest sigils ever. Next to the direwolf. Next to the direwolf.
So basically, y'all, we are learning the beginnings of what is to be a great man, great knight, great lord, commander of the Kingsguard. We are learning who he was when he was an orphan in Flea Bottom, to who he will be as not only the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, but also the most respected and feared knights in the entire 7 kingdoms, loved by all, small folk and royalty.
Also, what does it take to be a good king?
What does it take to be a good knight?
Good knight and a good king. Because think about what's, this is not in, like I said, this is a buddy cop action adventure show. They're going to just be, the premise is pretty much already known set. They're going to be running around the 7 kingdoms, just living life. This is a prince of the realm.
Prince.
Nobody's going to know that. You can't tell people this. That'll put his life in danger. So secretly, we got a prince just running around with a bald head, acting as a squire, because he's a squire to this a hedge knight now. Chorus of knights just running around 7 kingdoms, getting in service here, there, meeting people, learning the small folk and what really ails them. Learning how they think.
But here's the thing. Him as a king later on, that's when he grows his hair out.
Yes. Yeah, because by that time,
you see, I would love a flashback if they would do it. I would love a flashback of showing him shaving off his head in that red keep.
We should get that to why that happened when we meet certain characters. It's going to be after the event that gets Duncan in trouble, but we actually do get the answer to that, of why his head was shaved and everything, and why he decided to keep, and also why he's going to keep it shaved.
We know why he has to keep it shaved and all that. Yeah. He's trying to hide his identity. That's why I was pushing back on you about Varys, Lord Varys. I'm sorry, despite. But here's it's interesting to see the process to decide the tournament, meaning the guy who gave approval, how knighthood has to be confirmed. Well, it's because it hasn't been witnessed, absence. Yes, he could not name 2 witnesses to his knighting. So we don't even know if he is a knight. That's, again, the question. Do we learn more about the process becoming a knight for non-royals? Well, so Treon Snow told us about options of how you become a knight. Okay. Yes, it is the same process for everyone. Any knight can make a knight. but it needs to be witnessed. But the knight has to, of course, go through a process. And so, Trey, you want to tell us again,
Well,
how the
there's
different paths to becoming a knight?
two ways. There's two main ways to become a knight, but they are both the same process. You squire for a knight for a certain amount of period of time. And one way to get knighted is you are knighted by your sir, usually in the field, probably after you prove yourself in battle, usually when they like to do it. You done proved yourself in battle, and it's time to go ahead and knight you. You did something of great valor. And they knight you on the spot. Usually by the time you have witnesses around, so people saw this knighting. The other way is to be a knighted, where it's to be an anointed knight. And that way, you have to go to a sept, pray for 7 days, and then the septon has to, usually the high septon or sept, has to bless you with the 7 oils to be anointed, and then you are knighted usually by the king or someone of high office that is a knight as well. You know, so yes, this is why they put a clear difference between a hedge knight and a regular knight who's usually anointed, like Sir Lionel Baratheon. Not only is he a lord of Storm's End, he was an anointed knight. So he got knighted by a king, actually.
Right.
So there's a difference there.
But here's the thing. I have a question. I don't think Dunk was actually knighted by his mentor,
Probably
but
lying.
again, would he, if he's lying, why would he be keeping up all the vows of being a knight? You're not supposed to be lying.
That is it. See, now that right there makes me think, even though it's on purpose, even in the books, it's on purpose that we actually don't see the knighting. But the way
Right.
he carries himself makes me think he probably was knighted right before Sir Alan died. So Sir Alan probably knighted him. The story probably happened just like it is. It was raining. Sir Alan was already sick. He asked Duncan for his sword, bade him kneel, and told him to protect the weak and uphold the innocent and be a true knight. And then went, sat down, and killed him. It probably did happen, but it's on purpose for us that we didn't see the knight. It's on purpose for us because I think it's meant to us for the question: what does it take, or what does a real true knight looks like? And in this journey, you're going to see a great example of it. Because like Lady L6 said earlier, he was loved by all and respected and feared by all as a knight.
Right, right. And the thing is, we don't know. That's why it's called, excuse me, a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. We don't know. But it stands to reason, as you said, that knight thing, one of my favorite movies. I had to look up what his name was. Orlando Bloom played Balian in Kingdom of
Yeah,
Heaven.
keep
If
him in,
y'all
yeah,
have seen, if y'all have not seen that movie, unfortunately, I am, I love the
great
story
movie.
of Salahuddin,
Yeah,
who was, coming to Jerusalem to take it over. But Orlando Bloom played is the
and
Last Kingdom. Sorry, the Kingdom of Heaven. It is a similar story of like a knight. So he was found by his father and knighted on the father's deathbed. So he didn't have to do this whole 7 days, but he definitely went through the rest of the movie, Kingdom of Heaven, with Orlando Bloom, went through the rest of the movie. My father bid me to be a good knight.
mhm.
And what does that mean? For him, it's similar to Duncan. It is protecting the people who are defenseless. And what he did was
Actually,
protect all of Jerusalem from the foolishness of the rich, powerful knights who didn't take it
also,
seriously.
yeah, I just spelled that totally wrong. Also, if you remember the movie A Knight's Tale with oh god, his
Yes,
name,
yes,
Keith Ledger, the person who wrote the screenplay for that movie based it. If I'm correct, if I heard this correctly, he based it off of reading this novella,
right.
A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
Um,
Because look at everything that happened to Sir Duncan in this episode.
Yes, yes,
It
it sounds like
happens
it.
exactly the same way in a Knight's Tale.
Who we're talking about, who becomes loved and feared by all, will be Sir Duncan. Sir Duncan
Yes.
does become Lord Commander of the King's Guard eventually, and he is beloved by everyone in the kingdom.
And
I would hedge to say he was loved before the king was as loved.
yes, actually, an egg, when he becomes king, he becomes respected and loved as well because they remember him as
Yes.
little Egg, the squire, running around the seven kingdoms. When people figure that out, they're like, wait a minute, that little scrawny little thing with the bald head,
He
is
was a
Prince
prince?
Aegon? He's Prince Aegon? What the heck? Yeah, it's the whole thing. It's like, what? Okay. Yeah. Can you
Right.
imagine? He slept in my inn one evening. The king was here.
Right.
It's the whole thing.
And he's
So
going to be one of the last kings that has toured his entire kingdom.
yes, he knows every single part of the seven kingdoms because they went to every single part of the seven kingdoms. From dawn to the wall,
Yes.
they traveled the seven kingdoms. Literally.
Yes, they traveled.
They
With no one knowing who he was. So again, it would lead to you having great knowledge as a king to know you not only traveled your whole kingdom, but you kind of get a glimpse as to what lords are really here to be good lords and what lords are greedy lords.
And you get to know everybody, big and small, lords and small. Gotta know everybody.
You know which lords are taxing their people and and squeezing the taxes out of them, and you know which lords are good to their people.
Elsa, you should read the rest of the novellas. That third one, woo!
There's a reason Sir Duncan has a whole four pages in the Book of Brothers. We did mention that Jaguars actual. We mentioned that. That's what Joffrey said. He must have been quite a man. What have you done, Uncle Jamie?
There's still time.
Oh yes, but again, that right there, the 4 pages in the Book of Brothers that Jaguar Actual is mentioning in the comments, that's just as him as a knight.
As Kingsguard,
officially, and as Kingsguard. So there's a whole lot. This is what is not written in that Book of Brothers.
Yeah, we're getting the whole adventure of the journey they take. That Book of Brothers was all the stuff where he actually become famous.
Right.
And people
what everybody know about.
Yeah. For right now, a lot of people are going to know who he is after the events of this first season, but it's going to be very localized because, like I said, all the adventures that Duncan Egg goes on, it has, even though it seems small, and it's always from their point of view. We don't jump around like the different locations, whatever.
Right.
Wherever they at, we're with them. Either Dunk or Egg. And we're hearing their thoughts and how to think about that. But you have to pay attention to stuff that's going around them. Y'all, hopefully we get to see them or maybe even meet them. Maybe if this show keeps going on second, third season, we could meet Blood Raven. We could meet Blood Raven.
We could, because it's the same age group.
Yeah, and if you don't know who Blood Raven is, he was the original Three-Eyed Raven in the original GOT show. We could meet Blood Raven.
We could, if they allow it, and it may be the final.
Because you do meet him in the novella. You meet him in the third one, in the third novella, which would be season 3. If they do it
what
right.
I'm saying is they may not tell us that's him.
No, they'll do it just like they did with GOT context clues. Gotcha. If you kind of put things together, you'll figure out who is who. Because you do the same thing with Egg. You do the same thing with Egg, because when Maester Aemon is talking about, First of all,
it's Sir Treon Snow, because he's a bastard from the north. Okay.
All right. I am a Lord citizen of Westeros and of the North, my lady. Okay.
Well, we have no proof that Sir Snow here has been knighted. We have no proof. Okay.
You're right, because I'm not a knight. I am of the north. We do not have nights. The only
but
we do not follow. I follow the old gods, not the 7-pointed star. You must go to House Mormont or House Mandalay in the north if you want to follow that. Yes, thank you, my lady. Thank
oh my god,
you.
y'all! Trey got especially dressed like that. Now, so Trey on Snow, are you
Yes.
going to be dressing like this for every single recap?
Oh, I am thinking about it. See, yes, you can't even see that. I even got my sword scabbard on too. So
Oh Lord! Well, you know, in
sword
order
belt.
not to cut yourself, you better have your sheath. Okay, okay.
We're of the north. We don't need sheaths for our blades.
But I'm looking forward to when people
Yes.
start knowing Egg as Duncan Squire and not as Egg.
True.
And I'm sure Egg would love that. Like, oh, you're the Squire for the Tall Knight.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I'm looking forward to those little times when he. But again, we gonna work on you
well,
because I think Egg is my trump card to say Varys was a Targaryen.
oh no. Listen, I'm not against it because I can see where people are getting that idea from, and Varys's lineage is a mystery.
Right.
It is
But we
somewhat
know
of
it
a
is
mystery.
royal.
Do we? I don't know.
Yes.
I
Yes,
don't
it
know.
was royal because he put the voice from the blue flames came forth when his testiculars were thrown into the fire. Come on
We
now.
don't know what that blue flame was. You know what I'm saying?
He heard the voice too. So come
It could
on
have been
now.
the Lord himself. Who knows? we don't know what that was. All we
Yes,
know
and
is
we learn a lot. I will see members, those of you who are members, we are going to have a different platform where we can watch things together. I will see, since Sam did test it out, I will see if we can watch this together. And y'all, I'm talking about a new platform where you just click the link and you are in the room. Ain't nothing to download. You just click a link and you are in the room watching things with us. I will see if we can watch one of these episodes, and I will try to do the testing of this new platform with all the members come Sunday, probably midday or 2 o'clock in the afternoon EST. Okay. So we'll see you play around if we could watch this first episode together and y'all could kind of get a sense of that. Okay. But this has been fun, Sir Treyon Snow.
yes, this has been very enjoyable.
I'm not dressing up, y'all. Not at all.
My lady. You must be properly attired.
I am. Don't you know what? The most you'll get out of me, I'll come up here with rocks with eyes painted on them.
But now, hold on now. That's whoa. That's a whole different kind of dress up. Like I don't know who you doing that for. They got some weird fetishes. That's all I'm gonna say. Some weird fetishes, boy. Woo.
I ain't coming up here with no stag antlers. But
I'm actually hoping we get to see places we never got a chance to see in either GOT or HOT, like Summer Hall. I hope
we will see. Yeah, we'll see castles.
Because Summer Hall, there's some stuff go down in Summer Hall.
Yes, lots of stuff go down in Summer Hall. Lots of events happen at Summer Hall.
Yes, lots of events.
But I do hope we go to Cider Hill. I hope we go to their home. But I'll think about it. I do have my reading list for the week, so I'll think about if I'll rekindle that. Okay.
You should. You'll love it.
I'll see. How long is each novella? I'll ask you behind stage.
All 3 novellas is we go behind stage talk about it. Yeah.
Well, tell the people.
Nowadays I listen to audiobooks, so it's easy for me to digest them. Of course, I suggested good reading for everyone, but the total time for all 3 novellas is only 10 hours. So each one is like 3 hours long, something like that.
That means
Little
each
bit
book is less than 200 pages.
Now they're short novellas, and even in this show, they filled out some things that I wasn't mad at.
Right, of course. If it's a novella, you have to flesh it out.
You know,
You have
especially
to
with
flesh it
Lionel
out.
Baratheon. They kind
Yes.
of filled some of that out. That was all added in, and I wasn't mad at it. I was like, okay, cool. Because they took
Well,
the essence of who he was in that novella and then expanded on it. So,
well, they have to also show how the relationship got started. There's a lot of things that they have to show on screen that not is not necessary for the book.
true.
But yeah, there will be an Ashford, most of it Jaguar. Because it's the tournament. But again, this is the rise of the man from a
Yes.
simple orphan from Flea Bottom. Egg being the simple, grandson of a king, all the way to how he becomes king, and this man becomes his king's guard. Okay, sorry, Lord Commander of his king's guard. Before before Sir Berenstain, who we know, before a lot of that. So it will be a lot of politics as well.
Yes. Well, it'll be a lot of politics. This first season, you definitely will get politics on a heavy level. Going forward, it's politics, but it's more smaller level that affects bigger things afterwards. The one thing I loved about the novellas, it seemed like I said, Duncan Egg always seemed to get themselves into situations, but they always turn into situations that they have to almost turn into like investigation detective team to figure it out. And Egg always figures it out first without figuring it out.
Right.
And Dunk has to catch up, because he dunked the look. His head's as thick as a castle wall. He got to figure it out. But when he figures it out, things get crazy. That's all I'm going to say. Things get crazy.
The young man playing Egg is Dexter Sol Ansel. He is a British-born actor. Okay. Just letting you know. He also had hair before this role. Okay. He also had his blonde hair before this role. We had to shave it off. But y'all, this has been fun. I hope you've learned a lot. I hope you will join us on this journey with A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. So far, it's going to be Wednesdays until Ready to Love vacates my my schedule. Okay, so right now it's going to be Wednesdays at 5 p.m. EST. Please hit that like button. Make sure you show us that you did like this and you like talking to us about this. And it'll just be a weekly live with Sir Treyon Snow. Okay, so Treyon Snow and myself. Okay. So Treyon Snow, is there anything you would like to say to the people before we leave this realm?
Winter is coming.
I didn't like you saying winter's coming and you just stroked your handle of your sword. Okay, sir? I'm sorry. Y'all, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.